What's up, guys? Welcome to Q&A Mondays. I'm Thad Barnette. Today, we're talking about Weathertight Warranties and the Sheffield Metals processes and procedures that you'll need to go through as a contractor for a Weathertight warranty. Today, I've got Jeff Hock, the Technical Director of Sheffield Metals. Thanks for being here, Jeff.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So let's start with what is a Weathertight warranty? Throughout the industry, it's known as a few different names depending on the manufacturer. Tell me a little bit about it.
Just in general, weather-type warranty is a guarantee from a manufacturer saying that the roof system is not going to leak if it's installed per the requirements set forth by the manufacturer. There are all different types of warranties, different levels. Some people have type 1, type 2, type 3, which all have different levels of coverage. The most common ones you're going to see are going to be standard or limited weather-type warranties, and then no dollar limit weather-type warranties. They can range anywhere from 5 years to 35 years, depending on what manufacturer you're dealing with. And again, coverage might change from manufacturer. Requirements will definitely change depending on what manufacturer you're using. But the gist of it is that it's a guarantee to the project owner that the roof isn't going to leak during a certain time, up to a certain amount of money.
Okay, so the manufacturer sets aside the standards for the installation, and then they hold the liability for that warranty.
Correct. The manufacturers are basically, can't speak for all of them, but for Sheffield, we're going to dictate basically how the roof panels are going to be installed, what clip spacing they should be installed at. We're going to dictate all the flashing installation methods that have to be done. And then throughout the process, we're going to do inspections and make sure that things are being installed correctly.
So with Sheffield Metals, what types of buildings can be warranted with a Weathertight warranty?
So we only warrant commercial projects. They're going to have a spec. They're going to have installation requirements are going to be dictated from Sheffield. We're basically going to tell you exactly how the roof should be put on. We don't warrant residential projects. It's not in our scope, nor is it usually a requirement for the project. Residential projects are usually going to want an installer warranty, something from the contractor putting the roof on saying it's not going to leak, anywhere from 2 to 10 years. And that's usually more than sufficient in those scenarios. When it comes to commercial projects where people are spending sometimes hundreds, thousands, millions of dollars, they want something backing up the installation on those types of projects, and they want that from the manufacturer.
So for Sheffield, what's covered in the different types of Weathertight warranties?
Things that are covered are defects in materials, improper installations, things like that. You're not going to get coverage when it comes to act of God. You're not going to get coverage due to corrosion. There are different warranties that we offer for that, whether it be a substrate warranty or a paint warranty. It's basically going to cover the installation of the metal roof itself and making sure that it's not going to leak. It's going to be in a leak-free condition. That's the purpose of a weather-tight warranty, is to keep your roof weather-tight.
So what should I do if I'm interested in installing Weathertight warranties, as a Sheffield Metals installer?
So there's a couple different things you can do. If it's your first weather-tight warranty, strongly suggest you call up somebody in the technical department. They can kind of walk you through the different requirements and how the process works, things like that. If you're more versed in weather-tight warranties, we have procedures for 2 different things. So we have a quote request form. If you need to get a price for a potential project, maybe you're bidding on it, or you're looking to just see what it would cost if you wanted to add it. You can fill out the quote request form. Everything's in a PDF format, but it's fillable, so you don't have to print it out and scan it. You can type right in the form and send it off. If you have the job already and you want to apply for a weathertight warranty, that's when you go to the weathertight warranty application. Same idea as the quote request form. It's just that's the one you use when you're actually applying, and it's going to ask for some more specific information that we'll need at the end of the job when it comes to closeouts, as far as architect information, general contractor information, things like that. With both applications, we request that you include roof plan specs, elevations. If you have wall sections that show, the roof section, that'd be great as well. This way we can review the spec, we can review the roof plan. If we see any potential problems, we can bring it up to the contractor, or if we see, hey, you, especially in the bidding phase, this area is a little funky. We want to make sure that this is what we're going to require, so you can bid it accordingly. You aren't getting any surprises from us after you've already put your bid in and you've locked in a number, basically.
So on the Sheffield website, there's a lot of profiles that Sheffield supports, but which ones are eligible for Weathertight warranties?
For Sheffield's Weathertight warranty program, you have to have a panel that's at least rated for UL 90. Even if the project isn't calling out any uplift requirements, We believe in long-term roofing and best practices. We're going to dictate for Sheffield that the roof's installed to at least a UL 90 minimum. The main profiles that we see when it comes to weather-tight warranties are the 1.5" mechanical, the 1.75" snap lock, the 1.5" 550 snap lock, and the 2" mechanical. Those are kind of our sweet spot, our bread and butter when it comes to weather-tight warranties. One, because they're going to perform very well just in general. And two, we have a wide variety of different engineering and testing on those panel products to meet most specifications that you're going to run across. Those are going to be the big ones. You're not going to see panels in there like the 1-inch nail strip, things like that. Those aren't panels that we're going to put a weather-tight warranty on.
What's the process like as an installer, throughout the inspections and all that?
Yeah, so after you supply the submittal or the application and give the information, basically we'll come back and we'll provide to you, if everything's good, we'll provide you an intent to warrant, a piece of paper saying that, yes, Sheffield Metals intends to warrant this project. We go back and forth with you for a detail approval to make sure that we're all on the same page as far as what's going to be inspected installation-wise. We do a pre-installation Zoom conference with you, the installation contractor, and somebody who's going to be on site all the time. If you have multiple people that are going to share that responsibility, we ask that they all be on there. That way the flow of information can make sure it gets down to the people that are actually putting the roof on, right? If you're on the installation meeting, but you're not going to be out on the project site, we appreciate you knowing what goes on, but it's very important that the people actually putting the roof on have the proper direction. So we go over all the required approved details that you're going to be asked to install. If there's any funky areas, we will talk about those and about how we need to handle them or different scenarios. And we ask, has anything changed from the application? So that's kind of the beginning. Then about 25-30% of the way through, we come out, we do a physical on-site inspection. We see what's being installed, how it's being installed. If there's any corrections that have to get made, we go ahead and we get that taken care of. So that way, if we see anything happening that might not be quite right, we can catch it early and not have it continue out throughout the project and then have to come back and ask you to repair or redo a bunch of different things. We try to work with the contractors to make this process as easy as possible for them. During the whole project, we ask that photos are submitted. So this way, again, if something's being done, we can catch it early and say, hey, we need you to do this, this, and this before you go and do the next 50 of them. All goes well, we do a final inspection at the end. If there's any repairs or corrections noted, we note everything in inspection reports. So anytime we come out and do an inspection, we do an inspection report that will dictate not just the things that need corrected, but the good things that are going on as well. And then after the final corrections are noted and the project's done, we issue the paperwork out, invoice for the warranty payment. Once we get all that back with everybody's signatures, then we issue out the final executed weather-tight warranty to the installation contractor who we're dealing with. In the scheme of things, it's really not a hard process. The biggest thing to remember when doing a weather-tight warranty with us or anybody, any manufacturer, is communication is key. The more both parties know what's going on, the sooner things can get addressed early if there's something that needs to happen, and just the easier the whole process and flow of information is.
Do you ever get asked from a building owner or an architect if it's possible to get a weather-tight warranty after installation?
All the time. It is not something we do. Most of the time, if it's after the installation, it's very hard to say that things have been installed per our requirements, right? Anything from, what's the clip spacing? There's only one way to really check clip spacing, and that's to, end up tearing things up. It's not really in anybody's best interest to try to get a warranty after the fact. We have specific products that we require. So, if you use the wrong underlayment, you're basically shot right from the beginning, right? So that's why it's very important that if you're going to be going for a weather-tight warranty with us or with any manufacturer, you want to make sure that you have that figured out before you put any metal on the roof.
And I know Sheffield's got a couple main types of weather-tight warranties, standard and no dollar limit. Can you explain the differences there?
Those are the two main types we offer. A standard or limited weather-tight warranty. You basically have as much coverage for the cost and installation of the roof itself. So you have the cost of materials and the cost of the install. So if the project was $50,000, the owner will basically have $50,000 worth of coverage to use during that term of the warranty. If there is a problem and it needs to be corrected and you use $25,000 of it, basically you have $25,000 left of liability if there was to be a potential future problem during the warranty term. A no dollar limit warranty is just how it says. There is no dollar limit to the amount of coverage when it comes to repair or replacements of the roofing system due to leaks. All the other requirements are exactly the same. We don't make people install limited warranties different than we install no dollar limit warranties. The standards are the standards. Again, believe in long-term roofing best practices. It's just basically the cost of the WeatherTight warranty and the amount of coverage that the project owner is going to be getting at the end of the day.
What other questions do you get about WeatherTight warranties?
We get a lot of ones as far as, using different products. Talked a little bit earlier about, we have set standard of products that we require to be used on our installations. There's a reason for that. We use specific products for the reason that we know they're going to perform. We have people come and talk to us about, using different underlayments and things like that. And, an example is, one of the underlayments they want to use carries a 5-year manufacturer warranty from the underlayment company. If they want a 20-year WeatherTight warranty, I don't know why I would use a product that carries a 5-year manufacturer warranty when I have to warrant the whole system for 20 years, right? Things to think about when you're talking about WeatherTight warranties is that you want to use the products that are going to last at least as long as the WeatherTight warranty is going to be required of. But more importantly, you really should be out there using products that are going to last as long as the roof system itself, which is 60 plus years. You can have a great product, but then the accessories and parts and pieces that you use in the assembly or to attach it with aren't up to par. You're not really getting the full benefit of the initial investment of those metal panels, right?
So in addition to the types of warranties, what about the length of warranties and then how much they cost?
We offer WeatherTight warranties anywhere from 5 years to 35 years in 5-year increments. Limited warranties start at 5 years and go up to 35 years. No dollar limit warranties start at 10 years and go up to 35 years. As far as pricing goes, each level of warranty, each type and length of warranty is going to have a different price. We do have minimum pricing when it comes to WeatherTight warranties, but if you have larger projects, it will go into a square foot pricing. And to be quite honest with you, a lot of times the price of the WeatherTight warranty is basically covering the costs of the inspections and things like that. They're not a lot of money for a lot of coverage is what it comes down to. And I think that's one of the reasons they're so popular is because you get a lot of added value for a little bit of cost when it comes to, especially large commercial projects.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate the time today.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions, you can comment down below, or I encourage you to visit sheffieldmetals.com where you can read through the warranty terms and exclusions, the processes and procedures right there on the website. You can also contact the technical and WeatherTight warranty department with any additional questions. Subscribe here to the Metal Roofing channel. As always, I'm Thad Barnette. We'll catch you next time.